start with the recording. Okay. In the last class, actually, we start with network devices. So in the network devices, I said we have one multiple network devices will be there. Okay. So actually, last class actually we discussed five network devices. First one is an end device. End device means I just said. So whoever accessing the device using the network, that is called the end devices. So computer, laptop, printer, scan. So what are the device if you are accessing via network, that is called the end devices. So bridge is nothing but just it is used to connect within a departments and communicate with each other. And repeated, I said it is help us to boost up your signal and retransmit the signal. And hub and switch both are it is used to connect a multiple computer and communicate with each other. That's what I said. Okay. And so then what will be the difference between a hub and switch means hub is a half duplex, switch is a full duplex device, and hub is a non-intelligence. Why actually we called as a non-intelligence means because hub we can't store the MAC address. Okay, switch can have the store the MAC address, so that's what a switch called as a intelligence device. And hub it will be sending the broadcast for the every time. Hub it will be sending the broadcast to every time, but switch only for the first time alone it will be sending the broadcast. Next time it will be send the unicast. Okay, so if example I say last class actually I show you as well. Compute if I want to transmit the data from computer A to computer B, first it will go to NIC will forward the request to hub port. Hub what will do, it will send the broadcast to all the computer, and CD it's declined, only B only accepted and respond back as a broadcast. Okay, so that's what every time, because actually hub don't have capable to store the MAC address, because I don't know about destination. Okay, I don't know about the source as well. Okay, that's what every time it will be sending the broadcast. But a switch only for the first time alone it will be send the broadcast. Why actually it is sending the broadcast for the first time means because the first time I don't know about my destination. Okay, once I find out the destination it will be stored in the MAC address table. Based on the MAC address table, next time it will be forwarding the traffic as a unicast. So that's what I will show you as well. So any doubts on last class?
No, sir.
Okay, so
No, sir.
okay, so
No,
let's,
sir.
yeah, fine, thank you. So today we'll start with I said a hub we can't use anywhere. So mostly actually we are not using hub anywhere. Maybe some companies 1 or 2% globally they will use it, but most of the 98 to 98% of the company they are using switch only. Okay. So then what is the advantages? What are the function? So that's I will tell you today. Okay. So let's start with the switch. Okay, maybe sometimes they will ask about in the interview what is a switch, what is the function for the switch, so that they will ask it. Okay, so if anyone asks about switch, first always you say switch is always a layer 2 device. What is a layer 2? The OSA layer, what is a layer 2?
To
Data to
like
data
transport.
link.
Yeah, data link
No.
layer.
Yeah.
Okay, so the switch will work under the data link layer. Okay, switch will work under the data link layer. Okay, so if it is a data link layer, what I say, it will be assigning the MAC address. Okay, switch knows only about the MAC address. Switch doesn't know about anything about IP address or port number. Switch doesn't know about anything. Only switch will work based on the MAC address. Okay, the next point will be switch. It will forward the data. Always switch will forward the data based on MAC address only. Forward the data based on MAC address. Okay, so only switch will check the MAC address. So if based on the MAC address, switch will forward the data. So this is the main function in the switch. Okay, next switch, it will work only on the LAN network. What is a LAN network? What is a LAN?
Local area network.
A local area network, correct? Okay, so maybe after completing a switch, I will tell you about what are the networks are available, what is a LAN network and what is a WAN network. I will tell you. Okay, so the time I will explain about a LAN network. Okay, switch will work. Switch, both a switch and a hub will work only on the LAN network. Both hub also, it will work only on the LAN network. It won't work a WAN network. Okay, and yesterday I said hub for the first time alone, it will be sending the broadcast. Next time it will be sending the MAC unicast traffic. So that's one also you can note it. Okay, and switch maintain one table. What is a table? Yesterday I said
MAC address table.
yes, correct. The switch maintaining one table. That table called MAC address table. In MAC address table, what is the table? The corresponding port number, corresponding MAC address, it will be stored. Correct. So which device is connected to which port in the switch, so that it will be checking. If example, yesterday I said correct port number, maybe if port number 1 is connected to computer A, then the MAC address will be, I'm just saying as an example, I say 00A. So like that it will be stored. So how many ports I will tell you. Okay, in a switch there will be some limit port number will be there. Okay, so I will show you as well at that port number. Okay, so corresponding port which device is connected, that device MAC address the switch will store. So that's what switch always maintaining one table, that table called a MAC address table. And what as per yesterday lab, what is another advantages? It is a full duplex. I said yesterday, correct? Full duplex. And it will reduce the network traffic. Why I'm saying it is a reduce the network traffic? Why?
Because it's still with the MAC address, right? So it will very easy to transfer data from one device to another device.
Yeah, IP address also we can use it, correct? So why actually I'm saying it is a reduce the network traffic means, because the first time alone it will be sending the broadcast hub. If I'm sending the broadcast for the every time, there will be a lot of traffic will be there in the network. Okay, so that's what actually compared to hub device. Okay, so it will be reduce a lot of traffic in a network. A hub every time it will be sending the broadcast, but for the switch only for the first time alone it will be sending the broadcast. That's what we can call as a, it will be reduce the networks traffic. Okay, if we reduce the network traffic, then what was the advantages? We can get the better performance, correct? Obviously, if you're reducing the traffic, what you will get? You will get the better performance. Speed also good. That's what I mentioned. It's a better performance. And I hope you know it is a hardware device. Switch is a hardware, physical hardware device. Okay. And one more important, by default, by default, all the by default all the ports are technically we can call as an interface. What technical name? It's an interface. Or up. By default, all the ports or interface will be up. What is up means? Yesterday I just you can see I just get dag the desktop switch. Okay, I'm just connected a computer. Okay, if I'm connected a computer, okay, you can see here what we can able to communicate, correct? Yesterday whether I did anything in the switch end, I didn't did anything, correct? So just I'm connected a computer. I'm just assigning the IP address. If I'm forwarding the data, it automatically it will be forwarded. That means this is we can't call as a switch port or interface. Then some name is there, correct? FA 0/1. That we can call as the interface or port. Technical name we can call as a interface. Okay. So this interface by default, if you are connecting a computer, automatically the interface coming up, we can't do anything. Automatically by default the interfaces are up status only. If you are connecting a computer, automatically you can communicate without any manual intervention. Okay, that's what I mentioned.
Means there is an inbuilt interface between switch
Yeah,
and that cable connection.
no, it is a connect. Actually I will show you physically. Switch I will show you, so you can see this is the physical switch. Okay, so if you are connecting a cable from this computer to your switch, automatically you can communicate. You can't do anything. Just in a LAN cable, there will be two end, correct? One end you can just do your computer NIC. In next end you have to connect here. So if you
Okay.
are connecting, then automatically the interfaces are up. These are the interface. One, two, three, four.
Okay.
There's a multiple interface, correct? These are the interfaces.
In short, we can say there is an uplink only. There will be no downlink to the switch, right?
No, uplink, downlink is different. I will tell you later that one. You can't confuse. Okay. So any doubts? So these are the major points. Okay, if you are a function, what is the function for the switch? Means switch always is a layer 2 only. Okay, so switch will forward data based on the MAC address, and the switch will communicate only within the network. That is called we can call as a LAN network. And switch maintaining one table. That table called we can call as a MAC address table, and it is a full duplex device, and we can get the better performance. Why? Because for the first time alone it will be sending the broadcast. Next time it will be sending the unicast traffic. That's why we can get the good performance, and it is a hardware device. By default all the interfaces are upstairs only. So these are the major point about the function of the switch. Okay, so next I can go to types of switch. Types, there will be two types of switch are available. Okay, one we can call as a manageable switch. Next one is unmanageable switch. Manageable switch, and next one is unmanageable switch. Okay, so I already said switch like what is the cost for the switch? Minimum I said 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. That's what actually we are not getting the physical hardware. Why? Because the cost wise the network device is very high. Minimum the device, if you are taking any minimum device, okay, the minimum cost for the device is 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Okay, um if example you can just assume. Hope everyone know about internet center, the browsing center. Have you heard the word browsing center?
From where we'll get the internet, right? ISP you're talking about.
No, not. They say the internet center, browsing center. If you're having any Xerox shop, like internet shop,
Yeah,
there's internet shop, correct?
yeah, one
Internet shop.
home computer. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the main computer.
Yeah, if you want to take a printout, you can go somewhere and get the printout, correct? That actually
Yeah,
nowadays we are having the internet in our home network home. But before the old days we have the browsing center only. There only we are accessing internet, everything there only. Okay, you can just assume. Okay, so I'm going to start one browsing center or internet cafe. Okay, so my cost is only for 10 lakh rupees. My just going to start one business. There is a to start up the internet center. Okay, my budget will be 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so I need to get the shop, I need to get the computer, chair, furniture, everything I need to be get it, and also I need the internet connectivity. Okay, if I'm just, you can assume the switch cost is 1 lakh rupees. If I'm spending the 1 lakh rupees for the switch, okay, so other thing maybe reduce the amount, correct? For the internet shop, for the internet cafe, what they need only the connectivity, correct? Whether they are doing anything, the internet center maximum they need internet connectivity or some internet connectivity, they need the connectivity only, okay. So I can't go that much amount for the network devices. That's what we have two switches. One is a manageable, next one is unmanageable. The unmanageable cost will be maybe 2000 to 5000 rupees only. The amount will be for the unmanageable switch, the cost wise very less, okay. Why actually the unmanageable switch cost is less means, actually in unmanageable switch we can't do any changes, we can't do any changes. Whatever you procured in a market or in the manufacturing company, whatever you procured, that you can just connect a computer and communicate with each other. You can't change any configuration in unmanageable switch, okay. Only manageable switch only we can do all the configuration. Next question is, why actually I need to be changed, correct? So hope most of the employees are working nowadays as a IT company, correct? So what their IT company they're doing? They are doing some projects based on the client requirement. They are doing some projects. That's what they are doing. Okay. So you can just take an example. Okay. I'm just taking an example as a Cognizant company, CTS Cognizant. Okay. This is a global number 5 position in the globally. Okay. So this is the IT company. Okay. So there's a number 50 position in the world level. CTS. Okay. CTS having multiple clients, multiple projects. Okay. You can just assume. Okay. Some bank of, everyone know about State Bank of India, SBI. So SBI just asking to do some project on the CTS. They're just giving. Okay. So I need one website for my company. Okay. So just the banking ask I need one website. You can just give me. Just you can ask the to the CTS to do the projects. State Bank asking to do the projects on the CTS. Okay, what I need to do based on the State Bank requirement, I can do all the changes. Right? Maybe State Bank say I don't want to use my whoever working to my projects. Okay, they don't want to use Facebook. Just they are saying, okay, whoever working in my project, they don't use Facebook, YouTube. Just they are asking. That time what we need to do, we need to block those websites, correct? Whatever the client requirement, based on the client requirement only, all the IT companies they are doing the work. Okay, so whatever the State Bank is telling, the CDS need to be do that only. Okay, so if I want to block the Facebook, yes, I can block it. Where we can block it? Maybe the switch or router or firewall, we can block anywhere. Okay, so I will tell you how can block everything, maybe the later class. Okay, so if I'm just blocking, yes, I can block it. Okay, based on the State Bank requirement, I can block it. Okay, so maybe CTS only 5 resources I'm just allocating to do State Bank projects. Okay, so all the 5 peoples where it is connected, it is connected to switch only, correct? All the 5 computers is connected to switch only. Maybe I have one more projects. The project will be Indian Bank. Okay, so maybe Indian Bank asking allow the Facebook. State Bank say I need to block the Facebook. Indian Bank say I need to allow Facebook. Okay, so that time maybe here also 5 resources is working in Indian Bank. So that 5 people is also connecting it to your switches. Okay, that time what we need to, based on the client requirement, I need to do the changes in my switches or router, that we have to do it, correct? So in a company, most of the IT company, not only IT company, okay, depends on the company requirement, they have to change the configuration, they have to change something in the network devices, maybe the switches or router or the firewall. I need to do something, some changes. So that's what the company, most of the company, they are using the manageable switch and unmanageable switch. We can't do any configuration, whatever the you are procured by the companies or the manufacturing company, whatever you have procured, that only you can just connect a computer and communicate. You can't do any changes. That's what unmanageable switch maximum it is used for one purpose or business purpose. If example, in your home need some connectivity. Actually, in my home I have the 10 computers. All the 10 computers should be communicate means we can just procure unmanageable switch, because I need only connectivity only, so I can't more go to the manageable switch. So that time we can use the unmanageable switch, but manageable switch we can use it for the organization level. So clear about manageable unmanageable. We can change the configuration. We can change the configuration based on requirement. You can just note it. Okay, we can change the configuration based on the requirement. But unmanageable switch, we can't do any changes. We can't do any changes. The cost is also very less. We can't do any changes. Okay, I will show you about manageable and unmanageable switch. Okay, in manageable switch, maximum the port we are using nowadays in a company, either 24 port or the 48 port. Either 24 ports or 48 port switch. That means 48 computers only we can connect in a switch. 48 computers only we can connect in a switch. Okay, so I'm just taking as an example as a one model. Okay, Cisco 2960. So that's what actually I connected this switch only. Okay, yeah, you can see here the right hand side. It is showing correct. So this is a manageable switch. There will be a 24 port. Okay, if you are counting the port, there will be 24 computers we can connect it. I already said in a LAN cable we have a two cable. One end you connect it to your computer in IC, in another end you have to connect it in this switch only. In the right hand side there is a two port is there, that I will tell you later. But in the left hand side you can see there will be a 24 port will be there. Okay, so this is a 48 port. So first I show you, this is a 24 port switch and this is a 48 port switch. That means 48 computers we can connect and communicate. Okay, so before that there will be a 96 switch also there, but nowadays we are not using 96 ports. Only we are using 24 and 48. That means we can connect that much computer only in a switch. The switch only we are using. This is a Cisco switches. Maybe the different product, maybe the different port level will be there. But in the Cisco product, we are studying Cisco, correct? So ccna, Cisco products. Okay, so Cisco products maximum we are using 24 port or the 48 ports. Okay, so then unmanageable, how many ports we are using nowadays means we are using 8 port or 16 port. If you are taking as a Cisco products, okay, maybe the different product, maybe a different port, but in a Cisco product, okay, maximum the port will be 8 or 16 only. So that's also I will show you unmanageable switch. Yeah, you can see actually this is a different product, D-Link product. Okay, so you can see here in the D-Link, I think 5, 10, 20 port will be there. This is a 5 port switch is there. Just getting the Cisco products. Yeah, this is a Cisco product. You can see here. This is a 8 port. Okay, so this is a 8 port switch. Okay, this is a Cisco product. One more, I think. Yeah, this is a 16 port. I think 4, 8, 20. This is a 24. I think. Yeah. So maximum we are using nowadays. We are using 8 or 16 only unmanageable switch. Okay, if you are seeing this switch, okay, in the right hand side I said 2 ports, correct? That port is not showing here. The unmanageable switch, okay, in manageable switch I show you, okay, in the right hand side there will be a 2 port, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that it will not showing here. Okay, why means I will tell you later why while we are going to switches. That time I will tell you. As of now I'm just giving the definition and function of the switches only. So this is a manageable switch and this is a unmanageable switch. But in a company, if you are working a company,
Unmanageable switch.
hmm,
Yes, sir. Manageable switch have 24 ports or 48 ports, but unmanageable, what are the number of
yeah,
ports?
8 or 6.
Only 8 and 16, not more than
Maybe that, yeah,
24.
different product
Okay, okay,
maybe
okay.
that it will be vary. Okay, if I Cisco product as of now we are using 8 or 16 in a manufacturing level. They are using 8 or
Okay,
16 only. There'll be a lot of
okay,
products
sir. Fine. Thank you.
unmanageable. There's a lot of products in actually hope we are using the broadband, correct? We are using the modem broadband. So in the broadband in the back end it is connected to where means it is connected to a switch only. That is a which switch means it is an unmanageable switch. From our home router, from our home modem to the backend somewhere it is going, correct? Maybe a 5 ohm or 10 ohm it will be group and it will be connected to one area, correct? So that where we are using means we are using the unmanageable switch only there. Okay, so any doubts on the types of switches?
Manageable and unmanageable.
Yeah, okay. So next I will go to router. Okay, so before going to router I will tell you about types of network. What are the networks are available? Types of networks. Okay. So mostly in a company, we are using only two networks. One is a LAN, next one is WAN. So one more is that there is a MAN, metropolitan area network. But in a company perspective, we are not using MAN. Only we are using LAN and WAN. Okay. What is the abbreviation for LAN?
Local area network.
Yes, correct. Local area network. What is a WAN abbreviation?
Wide area network.
Yeah, wide area network. Where we are using LAN, where we are using WAN.
LAN can be between two computers, right? I expect.
Yeah, we
WAN
are
may
using.
be in the large area, right?
We can call this as an intranet.
Maybe I think I am wrong.
Intranet. What is intranet?
Okay.
Are used, for example, within a classroom,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can use
within
LAN
the,
connect.
yeah, within the
If we use
classroom, within the
like,
organization, within the company, within a
yes,
home.
yes,
Okay, so that is called as a LAN network. That means we can communicate within the organization. That is a intranet. Intranet means within the companies. Okay, and the best example for LAN network is switch. Switch will work only on LAN. Already I said switch only work between the LAN. If you have the switch, okay, only you can communicate within your company. You can't able to connect the internet. Internet, okay, so we can't able to connect using a switch. Okay, if you want to connect your internet, okay, must we need a router. Okay, so must we need a router. That means if you want to connect the internet, you need a WAN connectivity. The best example for WAN connectivity is router. Okay. I will tell you one more example. Okay, I have a company. You can just assume I have the company ABC company. Okay, so this is a Google. So Google is a one company. ABC is a one more company. Okay, so maybe this is one having one LAN network. So this is having a LAN network. LAN. Okay, so if I want to communicate one LAN to another LAN, we need a WAN connectivity. Not only for one LAN, if you want to communicate with multiple LAN network, Okay, so Google is a one LAN network. In Gmail is one LAN network. Okay, Facebook is one LAN network. YouTube is one LAN network. If you want to communicate with multiple LAN network, must you need a WAN connectivity. Then only you can able to communicate a internet. Because internet having multiple LAN, multiple networks in internet. Okay, that's what I said. Gmail, YouTube, Facebook. They are in different LAN companies. Okay, if you want to communicate with the different LAN networks, must we need a router, that is a WAN connectivity. If you want to connect the internet, so we need a router. Without router we can't able to connect the internet. So that's why the first point will be router. It is used to connect two or more LAN networks. Yes, actually your voice is breaking, I can't hear you properly, Sudasan. Or you can just type a message. So two or more LAN networks. Router. Why actually we are using router? Make it because switch will work only within the network, within the only LAN network. Okay, if you want to communicate with the different LAN networks, must we need a router. Okay, without router we can't use the internet, because internet having multiple LAN networks. Okay, switch will work within which layer? Which layer?
Net
Switch.
network.
Switch. I'm saying about switch. Switch is a layer 2, correct?
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, router is,
Layer 2 means data link, sir.
yeah, data link. Router is layer 3 device. What is a layer 3?
Network layer.
Yeah, network layer, correct. Switch will work on network layer. Sorry, router will work on the network layer. Okay. Switch, how the data will be forwarded? The switch, how
Switch
data?
broadcast,
No, based on the MAC address, it will be
right, sir?
forwarded, correct? Based on the MAC address. So I'm saying how the
Yes.
data will be forwarding. Okay, based on the MAC address, the switch will be forwarded, but router it will be forwarded data based on IP address. Okay, so router will forward the data. Switch will forward, router will forward the data based on IP address. So that means switch will work only on the MAC address. The router will work only on the IP address. Based on the IP address only, the router will work. Okay. Okay. So in switch, which table it is maintaining? Switcher, switch. Switch will work which table?
MAC.
MAC address table, correct? The same thing, the router will maintain one table, that table called routing table. I'm not saying anything about routing table now. Okay, so routing table is more technical. It's maintaining. Switch will work. I say here you can see here it maintaining MAC address table, correct? The same thing, the router maintaining one table called routing table. Okay, so routing table it is more technical. Okay, whatever we are going to discuss in the routing, I said 10-hour class, correct? All the 10-hour classes we can see only about the routing table only. Okay, so as of now you can just note this one. So router maintaining one table, that table called routing table. Based on the routing table only, the data will work. The data will be that it will go to the destination. Okay, switch how it will be going to the destination based on the MAC address table only. Switch finding the destination, correct? The same thing, how the router will finding the destination means based on the routing table. As of now you can just note it. Router maintaining one table, that table called routing table. Okay, so the next point is router forward the traffic as unicast. Forward the traffic as a unicast. Switch I said for the first time alone it will be sending the broadcast. For the next time it will be sending, for the first time it is sending a broadcast. Next time it will be sending the unicast. Correct. The same thing. The router will forward the traffic as unicast. Okay, I will explain this point. This point and next point. Okay, and it will break the broadcast. It break the broadcast. Okay. I will tell you how the the real companies, how they are connecting. I will tell you. Okay. So I said we have a computer. So this computer is connected to where? Is connected to a switch, correct? The computer, it is connected to switch. Switch where it will connect it means it will connect to a router. Okay. So the router where it will connect it to, it will connect it to the ISP. ISP means service provider. So we know Airtel, Jio, Vodafone. They are the service provider. Mobile they are giving the internet, correct? The same thing in a company. Someone will give the internet. Okay, that I will tell you. Maybe in the next class I will tell you about ISP and more. Okay, so ISP will be there. Okay, so in the ISP there will be a cloud network will be there. So here I have the company. I have the Gmail server. Just I'm assuming Gmail server. Okay, so maybe in a switch there will be a multiple computer also there. Maybe in a router there will be one more switch also. Based on the company requirement, maybe there's a multiple switches also there. Okay, just I'm assuming I'm taking two switches, two computer, one router, one ISP. Normally in a companies, okay, they are connecting like this only. Computer connected to a switch is connected to a router is connected to ISP. Maybe firewall it will be there somewhere that I will tell you later. Okay, so this is a the setup in a companies, the organization. Okay, okay. So now the computer A going to access a Gmail server. The computer A going to access gmail.com. How it will work? First it will go to where? It will go to NIC. NIC what it will do? It will forward to switch. Switch now received on request, correct? What the switch will do for the first time? It will send the broadcast. Maybe this computer it will be send the broadcast. The same thing. It is connected to a router. Okay. Now a router port received on broadcast. What it will do? Again it will be forwarding a broadcast traffic. Now the router receive one request. That is which request? The broadcast request. Whatever the switch will send the broadcast request, now the router has received. Router, once I receive the broadcast request, it will be breaking. Again, the router won't send the request to broadcast. Only the router will find the destination. Based on the destination, it will be sending the traffic to unicast. If I'm getting any broadcast request also, I won't send. Again, I won't send to the switch. It won't send to other switches. Whenever I'm getting the broadcast request from the switch or somewhere, okay, it will be breaking. After breaking, it will be sending the traffic only to the destination. That means it will be sending to the unicast. How it will be sending unicast means I will tell you later that one. So based on the routing functionality, routing concept, that it will be sending the traffic to unicast. But whenever I'm getting the broadcast request, the switch will break the broadcast and the data traffic will be sending as a unicast. So that's what I mentioned this point. Fourth and fifth point, I mentioned the router will forward the traffic as a unicast and also it break the broadcast request. So any doubts? This point?
Sir, is there any kind of number of ports available to the router?
Yeah, I will tell you later. So I'm
Just
just
like
giving a,
switches?
yeah,
Okay,
there'll be. I
okay,
will tell
okay.
you.
Okay, sir, can you take your slide up little bit up? I want to see some points
Okay.
in the previous slide a little bit. Layer 3 and again one point.
Router will forward the data
Again
based
one
on
point
IP
there.
address. Yeah, it is used
IP
to connect two
address.
or more LAN networks.
Okay, okay, okay. That much. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So any other question? Okay, the same thing. Router also sending the full duplex only. A router is a hardware device. Okay, so whatever I'm saying, the switching, the same thing. It is also a good, better performance. The speed also very good because it is sending the unicast, correct? So it is a good speed also. Performance is good. Everything whatever I'm saying in switch, the same thing it is applicable for router as well. Okay, and also in the switches I said in the last point. What I said last point, by default, all the ports or interface are up. Okay, but in a router, by default, by default, all the interfaces are down. All the in the router and firewall both. Okay, by default, all the interfaces or ports are down. Okay, by default, all the interfaces are down. Okay, so you can see here, I'm just connected a switches, correct? Now I'm just taking a router, maybe any routers. Okay, so I'm just going to connect a computers. So I'm just connect a computer or so switches. You can connect anything. Okay, if you are connecting, you can see here there is a red color symbol is there, correct? But switch it is a green means it's a up status, red means it's a down status. Okay, yes, Cisco packet tracer is showing like that. Okay, in a company is also maybe some color like on the LAN cable if you are connecting, correct? So the LAN, if the LAN is blinking, that means the port is up. If the LAN is not blinking, that means port are down in the real time. If the LAN, if you're connecting a LAN cable your computer, so that's time your LAN is blinking, correct? Okay, that's what it will happen in the real time. If it is not blinking, then the port are down. If it is a blinking, then port is up. But in the Cisco packet tracer, it's green means up, red means down. You can see here, I'm just connected to on computer, it's a down. We have to up manually using some commands. That commands I will tell you later. Just you can note it. By default, all the whatever interface, if example maybe 8 port or 8 interface or 16 interface, depends on the products. Okay, it will be there. Okay, but the all the interfaces are down only. By default, all the router interfaces are down only. Okay, so here also there will be some types will be there. How we can call this a switch, manageable, unmanageable. Here also some types will be there. Okay, what are types means? Modular and non-modular. Modular, second one is non-modular. The same as a, the same as manageable, unmanageable. I said modular we can use it for the organization. Yes, in non-modular we can use it for one purpose. That means we can't do any changes in non-modular. Okay, only modular router only we can change. It depends on the company requirement. Okay, we can change your configuration. Okay, next one more point I can written additionally. There is a optional slots. Optional slots are interfaces. Okay, so hope you can see my screen, correct? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, let's start. Hope everyone has joined. So I here actually the last point what I said, modular router and non-modular router is there. Okay, so modular router we are using in the companies. Non-modular router we are using in the own purpose. Modular router based on your requirement you can change your configuration, but non-modular router we can't do any configuration. Whatever you procure, the same only we can use it. Okay. So and one more additional point I written here is there is a optional slots or interface, and here is fixed slots or interfaces. What I will show you. Okay. Um, Here this is a physical router. Correct? This is a router. Okay. So I'm just taking as a this is a router. You can just double click or you can just search in the Google also. Okay. I'm just a zoom in. Okay. Here actually this is a physical router. Okay. So in this physical router you can see one it is showing in front end, in next is back end. Okay, there's a power card is there, correct? It will be there in back end, and here this is a fixed end. Okay. Here you can see there will be four box will be there, correct? Box 1 2 3 4. This is we can call as a slots. We can call as a slots. Okay. So in this slot, okay, in this slot we can insert your interfaces. Depends on the company. Why actually normally the company they won't procure all the interfaces. Why? Because already I said the switch cost is 1 lakh or 50,000, correct? But the router cost minimum is 5 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees minimum cost. I say about minimum cost, maybe depends on it will be go to crores also it will be there. Okay, so router cost the crores also will be there. Okay, so the company they won't procure all the interfaces by default. Okay, depends on the company requirement, they will be fixed. Okay, so here I can show you. I just turn off the router in the right bottom side. Okay, so this is the slots. Okay, the company they just insert it, depends on the company requirement. Okay, in a single slot, in a single slot maximum 4 or 8 interface will be there. Maybe 4 or 8 or 16 interfaces are there. Okay, in a slot, in a single slot. Okay, we can insert minimum 4, depends on the model. Okay, depends on the model. Okay, maybe 2 also will be there. Your old router 2 also will be there. 2 4 8 16 depends on the model requirement. Okay, so 2 4 8 or 16. Okay, in a single slot I said whatever the slot you want you can just procure it. Okay, so here actually in this model there will be a 4 slots. Okay, depends on the model. The slots also maybe vary 2 4 8 some slot maximum. There will be a market maximum up to 8 only in a Cisco products. So depends on the products it will be vary. Okay, so this is an optional whatever you your company requirement. Okay, they can buy and insert it. There will be a screw will be there. Okay, you can just insert like that. This is a simple one. This is a physical we can't do in real time. Someone will do the physical. There'll be in a company, there'll be a physical team. The physical implementation team will be there, that they can do it. Just for your information, here there is a optional, depends on your requirement, your company requirement, they can use or insert it. But in non-modular router we can't get any interface additionally. Whatever you procure, that is a fixed one. You can't additionally, you can't able to add the slot or interfaces. Okay, so maybe in non-modular router 248 only interface we can use it. Okay, so 2 interface or 4 interface or 8 interface we can use it in a single slot. Okay, maximum in non-modular router only one slot only will available. Okay, so we are not using non-modular nowadays, only we are using modular only in a companies. So this is about a modular router and non-modular router. So any doubts?
Sir,
Okay, so
how you have shown that pictures from where you have dragged this
in the router you can
in
just double
our
click. In the router you can just double click. If you're double clicking, then you will get it. No
Okay,
doubt. If you're double clicking,
okay, sir.
it is a
Thank you.
physical hardware.
Okay,
If you don't want the slots,
fine,
you
sir.
can just
Thank you.
remove it. If you don't want the slots, you
Okay,
can just remove it.
okay,
So this
okay,
is
okay.
how the real time the same it will be working like that only. Okay,
Means it is modular or
it's a
non-modular? Is
modular.
it mentioned on the
It's a
model?
modular. Yeah, modular. In Cisco packet tracer only we are using
Okay,
manageable and modular only. We are not using unmanageable or non-modular yet.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
So in today class, I'm just giving the basic functionality about switches and router and types of switches and which we are using in a company. That's I'm just giving the basic introduction only. We can see lot of things in switches and router in our core topic, the switches router topics. Okay, so that I will, as of now we are just giving telling about basics only. So just I'm giving telling about the function of the switch and how the hardware it look like. Okay, so and what are types, which type we are using in a company. So I'm just giving basic only. Okay, so any doubts on today class?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
so in tomorrow onwards, okay, we'll start with IP address. Hope I already said about the basic definition, correct? IP means, what is IP? It's an internet protocol address and it is a temporary address, and we can change the IP address depends on your requirement. And we can, if you want to find the location, how we can find it based on the IP address. We can find the location of the device where it is located. We can easily identify it. That's what I said in the basic network fundamentals. Okay, so we can, in maybe next 2 or 3 classes, we will see a lot of things about IP address, because IP address is very very important. Okay, so if you are missing in the IP address classes, it will very complicated to continue the class. Okay, so IP address is very very important. Okay, you can just see. So maximum you can sharply we can start at 8:32. Okay, 8:30 or 8:32. So everyone join on time. So I can find the different link maybe tomorrow or on the weekend. Okay, maybe the Google Meet or some, actually it will be disconnected right after 15 minutes. I think by default time is 15 minutes. Okay, so it will be disconnected. Maybe I'll find the different link, a different software.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you share the steps for installing the Cisco packet tracer a little bit?
Okay.
Because we have installed, but after that login, is there sometime happens from the company, it is asking for the verification of the email. It is not showing somewhat. That
Okay, so
sorry for the page, it is coming.
okay, so you can see actually I've downloaded, this is my setup. Okay, you can see here packet tracer. Maybe it will be downloaded like
Okay.
this. Okay, or it will be downloaded as a zip folder. Okay,
Yes, sir.
once you download the zip folder, I can just extract it. Okay, so I just download from the different website. Okay, once you download it, you can just right click. Okay, and open. You can just run, double click the one. Normally how we are installing the same thing only.
Okay, sir.
You can just click yes. Okay, so just I accept the agreement. Click next, 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 next. Install it. If you're installing, it will be installing.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, that I have completed. But when I have go for the login details, the Cisco company is saying that your I receive the particular what we say verification account details. But when I am
Okay.
login, it is saying that your account is not verified. Does it require 5 to 2 days or like
Yeah,
this
you will get the
for
email, correct?
verification of account?
You will get the email, correct?
Yes, I received the email. Yes,
Okay.
I